I want to share with you the method that I use for prepping for gigs really fast last minute. Today's gonna be a pretty interesting day. I'm glad that I can bring you along for it. I feel like if you're a younger musician who hasn't experienced a lot of quick prep time for gigs, that this is gonna be really useful for you. In my last vlog, I talked about how to get gigs, and I specifically talked about how to do a good job on a gig when you get there, how to pass your audition. See, like I said, I really believe that every single time you play music with people, you're auditioning. So it's really important to make good impressions. Well, today I get the opportunity to make a good first impression. I'm playing with a group I've never played before called Bay Kings. It's sort of a big corporate conglomerate kind of thing that puts together weddings and events and special events and corporate events, that kind of thing. And so we're mostly playing pop tunes. Now, I wouldn't call myself a jazz drummer, but I play jazz most of the time. I don't play a lot of pop, so most of the songs that I've got to play are songs that I'm not perfectly familiar with. So I've got to get music together really quickly to play this gig well. The exact song list for the show only came out like maybe a couple days ago, and I've been out of town most of the last couple weeks, so I really haven't had a chance to sit down with the music except maybe a little bit yesterday and a couple hours today. So I've really got to use my time wisely, manage it well to get what I need to get done. Let me show you how I do it. The first step is make a playlist and put that thing on repeat. We're musicians, we make music for a living, and you know that music is a heard language. You learn it from right here. So the best thing that you can do is train your ears for the songs. So the first thing to do, make a playlist and listen to that thing a lot. If you've been listening to the tunes, the stuff will download in your brain and you'll have trained your impulses for the song, so you'll make good decisions even if you don't have the song perfectly memorized, which I just don't have time for this time. Now, depending on the content of the tune, your chart might be the title, the person who wrote it, and just the beat you have to play. And you've got the rest of it in your mind from listening, and it's pretty straightforward. It's a basic pop tune, so you don't have to put a whole lot of effort into how to write the chart. In other cases, I write a full chart out where I write out exactly how the verse goes, how the bridge goes, how the pre-chorus goes, how the chorus goes, and then I'll use boxes of verse again, chorus again, that kind of thing, and I'll just repeat what I've already written. So that makes writing the chart pretty quick too. So for instance, this Michael Franti song, Say Hey I Love You. It's got that groove the whole time, and that's really it for the most part. There's a couple breaks, but it's pretty much got that groove. That chart looks like this. That's all the information I'm gonna need to play that song well on the gig, so that's all I'm writing down. A big part of writing charts for yourself is knowing yourself and knowing what you're probably going to mess up and what you won't. So for instance, the Hey Ya song that Outkast does, it starts with 1, 2, 3, and then they start playing. 1, 2, 3, I am 100% certainly going to mess that up because that's not how count-offs go. So I'm writing a chart specifically to remind myself, hey, that one starts with 1, 2, 3. I know the rest of the song, so I'm just gonna play the song after that. I'm also adding to a playlist everything that I think I'm going to need to practice before the gig. The stuff that's a really simple chart write out, I already practiced it yesterday. I'm gonna listen to it a bunch of times before the gig, so none of that's a worry. Just the stuff that's gonna need to be internalized a little bit more, that's the stuff I'm gonna put in a particular playlist for when I go practice later on. I'm not writing the tempo on a lot of these, but I did on this one. It's slow. With all that completed, the last thing I do is put all of the tunes in alphabetical order in this binder that I've had for years now. I use it for every pop cover gig with tunes that I don't know. Put it all in here, and between having the charts written out, practicing the music, and having listened to it, and I'm gonna listen to it on the way to the gig as well, I'm gonna be set. This gig is gonna be easy as pie. I'm gonna get paid, and it's gonna work out without as much notice as I would like, but it's gonna be fine. Alright, we're here. My cymbals are already in the studio from last night. Just get a little bit of work done, a little practice done, and then get on the road for the gig. Ooh, it gets hot in here. We're good, let's pack it up. Oh, those stairs. I'm about exhausted as I've ever been after a gig. Those stairs were tough, and also setting up on a stage that didn't have a ramp, that was tough too. So between those things and playing some fairly athletic beats, I'm absolutely worn out. But I feel great because I know that the gig went well. I put a lot of effort into prepping this gig, and I know that it was successful. I left a good impression on the people in the band. Most of the people in the band, exactly like I was saying in my last video, are people that I have not played with before. I was auditioning for them, and all of them said that they felt I did a wonderful job and looked forward to working with me in the future. That's what you want people to say after your gigs. It's so important to put that effort into making sure your gig is successful. I'm exhausted, I'm tired, I'm going to bed, but I hope you gained something out of this video. If you did gain something out of this video, I would be so thankful if you give it a thumbs up. It makes a difference. It really does. It helps me reach more people, and I want to help more people get gigs, and I want to help people prepare for their gigs last minute when they have to. So if you give this a thumbs up, I will be so thankful. On this channel, I do vlogs just like this one, but I also do smaller videos sharing my quick thoughts on other things. Additionally, I do educator resources, and I definitely do some drum cams. You'll see a couple of those from this gig most likely. If any of that's the kind of stuff that you think is going to benefit you, I would be so honored if you would subscribe and become part of the community of people lifting each other up that I'm trying to create. Thank you so much for checking out One Drummer's Journey. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.